let us talk about Rohini today. We have the mantra of Rohini. The mantra of Rohini we've talked about in length in the first lecture. So we have done all the 27 nakshatras for 2 hours. I believe you have listened to those lectures and then you're listening these. If you have not listened to Rohini, please go back, listen to that lecture and then come here. These are the 4 padas of Rohini. Today we'll talk about the padas of Rohini. By and large, what we will see is what are the characteristics of each pada and what happens when the cusps of each house or each planet being placed in a house or being lording a house, what results can it deliver? What is the kind of personality that you will have? What is the kind of personality that you will have in case of each of the nakshatra pada? And also you will have karma vipaka samhita, a little bit of it. What are the remedies that you should follow? What are the navadurgas that you have? And what are the general remedies that you can do for Rohini? These are all the things that we will talk about today. So let's start right away with the first pada of Rohini. So as we have always done for all the nakshatra padas, we have taken the mantra from the Taittiriya Brahmana. The same mantra we are using by splitting it into 4 parts and using them, using each of them into one pada each. So if we see the Prajapate Rohini Apaha Parastat Oshadhayo Avastat, this is the mantra. And in the first pada, we have the word Prajapate. See, Prajapati is the Brahma. Brahma is the creator. And Prajapati would naturally mean there are so many Prajapatis who have come in, depending on the time in which the evolution process was happening. At different times, there were different Prajapatis. So at one point in time, he was called as Daksha Prajapati. At another point in time, he was called as Kasyapa Prajapati. So these are Prajapatis who are basically there to create the world. More information I have given in Rohini, complete Rohini, if you listen to, you will have a lot of information there. Okay, so he is the Prajapati. Praja means the people, Pati means the head of them. So in one way, he is also called as the king, right? Or he can also be called as a creator. So if you see the Pada 1 of the Rohini falls in Taurus, where moon is exalting, and in the Navamsha, it falls in the Aries, where the sun is exalting, right? So we have even talked about this kind of a similar situation in Ashwini Pada 2, where sun and moon will be exalted in D1 and D9 respectively. Here it is the reverse of it. So moon and the sun are the father and the mother who are responsible for creating the world. So this also is a similar thing where creation is involved, right? The person has a lot of creative talent and he will be blessed with a lot of resources. He will have a lot of resources at his disposal, right? I mean, I'm not necessarily saying that he would be an Ambani or an Adani, but he has enough resources at his disposal would mean if he needs something, there will be people or, men, material, machine, and money ready to come to him easily, right? Provided a work is to be done by him, right? So that is what the meaning can be. And look at the ownerships now. Venus owns it in the Rashi chart. Mars owns this place in the Navamsha chart. Exaltations have just now described. And debilitation, no planet is debilitated in the D1 chart, whereas Saturn is debilitating in the D9 chart, right? For Rohini, first Charan. And you can see that Moon and Rahu both are having Mrityu Bhagas. So you understand what Mrityu Bhaga is. Mrityu Bhaga is dislike of the planets, the dislike of planets Moon and Rahu, right? Moon is a planet where peace is expected, right? Moon expects a lot of peace. Moon expects not turning up to the work, or Moon expects shortcuts. Moon does not want to work, right? That is why it has directional strength in the fourth house. Also, it owns the fourth house, right? So, what you can expect from here is this pada forces the person into a sena. We have also talked about this particular sena amsha previously as well, wherein what the sena would mean is war footing, the actions have to be done. The person has to do his work on a war footing basis, right? Every time there is necessary, you have to necessitate an action. If that action is not done in time, there can be problems with Rohini first pada, right? So which Moon and Rahu both are not interested. Rahu is the prince where he does not want to work. Mars works for him because Mars is the Sainyadhyaksha or the Sainyadhipati, right? And Rahu sits as a prince. Moon is the queen who does not have to go into the war at all, right? You understand it based on that. It does not mean that Moon you have at that place, your mother is going to die. If somebody is teaching you like this, it's all crap. Don't believe in such stuff. Okay, it won't work like that. It is only describing about this pada. Okay, based on the kind of planets that are going into Mrityu Bhaga, you will understand that what is the tattva of that pada. That's all. What is the tattva of that charana? That's all. Right? Now, because he is Prajapati, we have talked about this in length in Rohini class. He has issues with Shiva, right? The Daksha Prajapati and Sati story I have explained, wherein he had issues with Shiva. He did not want Sati to marry Shiva. And Sati ultimately went into the Yajna Kunda of the Daksha Prajapati's Yajna. Right? There is a good story about it. You have to note, please note, either from my channel or there are enough information available in the internet. Please understand the story. Okay. So there is an issue with the elderly people, or there is an issue with the father-in-law, or there can be people as bosses sitting in your office and who you are not, going well with, right? And or the father-in-law must have passed away before the marriage. I mean, he's not alive for the marriage when the marriage was happening of this native, or it so happened that there is no consent of the father-in-law, and I mean to say that the couple have not taken the consent of the parents and they wanted to hide the marriage from the parents. Even then also you will have this, or there are constant fights in the family for uh, dominance. Who should dominate who? Okay, this is what you will expect from Prajapati. I mean, if you need to have these, you need to have them connected to the seventh house, to the second house, etc. Then only these results will come. I mean, don't just place your moon in the thing and try to say that no, this has not come. Okay, not many will come like that. Usually, this is good for eyesight because the moon and the sun are planets which help in vision, right? Because both are light-causing planets, and vision needs light. So these are the two planets that provide light for us on the Earth, right? So it's good for eyesight. Or if they are very afflicted, etc., then they can also cause poor eyesight, etc. Right? Whatever is the cause for the light is also the cause for the darkness. So the person is thinking kingly, and the person thinks that he is always at war with people. Okay, this is what also I have observed, that he is constantly at war with people or war with situations. Okay, he's trying to wage a war against people. It may not be physical fight, as if he's using an armor and trying to kill people with the swords, etc., but he is maybe fighting something in life. Okay, he's trying to establish himself as the superior person than somebody else. This is what is the fight all about. is trying to establish superiority, because the Daksha Prajapati wanted to establish superiority over the Shiva, who is the Trimurti, right? Because the Trimurti will sit over everyone, and Daksha Prajapati should be ideally below him. But because he was made the father of the creation, what Daksha Prajapati felt is, I should be above everyone, right? So, the struggle to dominate, right? This also can happen. And they also work in gangs, right? Because it's a Sena, right? Sena always works in gangs or teams, right? There can be a strong mother, right? Because the fourth lord from the Taurus, just count 4 houses from Taurus where the planet is placed in the D1 chart. It is the fourth house is Leo. And in the Navamsha, the current situation is this Pada falls in Aries. There you can see the fourth lord being exalted. So the person has a transport business, or the person has something connected to the fourth house. His mother is very strict, or he has some issues of land, or he has a very good land. Okay, these are some of the things that you can look for. Why I said issues with the land is because it falls in the 12th place from the D1 chart. So there can be issues with the land, or they have a land which is very far away from where they are living, right? All these can be possible. I don't know if I've, I'm not able to write everything. So no, most of the things may not have written here. So problems with elder children, you can see that very easily, because you can see the Taurus is the D1 chart, and Prajapati had issues with Sati, who is the eldest of all the people that he had, all the daughters that he had, besides the Nakshatras. The Nakshatras were also his daughters, the Daksha Prajapati, and also Sati was also his daughter. Sati did not listen to Prajapati. She married Shiva, right? Separation from wife, travel after marriage, sickly spouse, or change in life after marriage. You can see that the D1 chart is with the Taurus, and in the D9 it gets into Aries. See what is Aries doing in the D1 chart. In the D1 chart, Aries is the 12th house ruled by Mars. What is the other house Mars is ruling? Mars is ruling the 7th house from the Taurus. So the 7th and the 12th houses are connected. So marriage brings in travel, marriage brings in disease to the spouse, okay? Or all these things. There is a separation in the marriage, okay? There is a sickly spouse. There is a big change in life after the marriage. 7th and the 12th houses are connected. This is how you have to look at uh, results. It is not like you have your 7th lord placed in the 12th house. No, it won't work like that. Okay. Diseases of private parts, right? Because 7th house is private parts, 12th house is visiting a doctor or getting operated for private parts, right? 7th and the 8th houses both will control your private parts, wherein the 8th house will be mostly focused on the excretion side, the solid waste, whereas the liquid waste is usually through the 7th house. Okay, some people opine both are from the 8th house. I'm not in debate for any of them, because I'm not basing my decision based just on one thing. I am looking at 7 8 things. Okay, if I have to have liquid issues, I know where to look at. If I have to have solid issues, I know where to look at. If you do not know right now, they will eventually come. Don't worry. Okay, so unnecessarily worried about many things, because there is a war happening, right? When is the Sena working? The Sena works only when there is a war happening. And you have put on your mic. When is the war happening? The war is happening when you have, when you have the Sena working, all right? So that is one more thing that you can look at. And unnecessary worry about a lot of things. fights management or elders in the office, expenses are too high, or trying to save too much. See, when the war is happening, what will the leader or the president or the prime minister will do is everything is cut off from the public. The public will be said, "Do roti khalo." Don't focus on eating too much. Eat very less, so that the war is funded. This is what is usually happening in most of the war-torn countries. They will budget their war or fund their war, but they don't have people food for the people, right? So the person is trying to budget something for the war, but he may struggle on the food as well. Okay, so this can also be possible. He's a miser, not spending correctly, or see, miser is a very harsh word, but he's saving very well for his family, etc. Can also be seen, which is a good thing. Okay, I mean, never focus on the very outwardly appearance of any word from any text. Okay, always have a clear understanding of all of that, because most times it's reading between the lines. The person is unable to handle failures, like Daksha Prajapati lost his head. The Rudra or the Virabhadra has cut his head off, and a Mesha Siras or the goat's head was attached to him later on. Accidents as well are, you can be prone to accidents, because the fourth lord gets into the 12th house and there is a exaltation there. So there can be accidents, or there can be issues while the person is uh, going through the vehicles, etc. Okay, one second. All right. So the person is thin to medium fat, is beautiful and attractive. Usually, Rohini is beautiful, attractive, good looking, and all that. Most of the times, people are good looking through Rohini, right? Karma Vipaka says there is a man, a Brahmin named Bhopa. He had abandoned the Brahminical duties and he was addicted to theft. You can see theft here due to the 12th house. Okay, let me just come back and explain this a little bit here on the theme thing. The theme is 12-7 or 2-7. You can see here, count the houses that the Navamsha Lord is ruling. The Navamsha Lord is Mars, right? It's in the Aries. So Navamsha Lord is Mars, and count it from the D1 chart. So D1 chart is Taurus Lording. So from there, it is the 7th and the 12th Lord. That's what I said. So it is 12 and 7. Now reckon this from the D9 chart. From the D9 chart, the Venus becomes the 2nd and the 7th Lord. Okay. So the theme will be either a connection to 12-7, or it will be a 2-7, or it will be both, right? What does 2-7 can mean? Drama in the house of marriage. Wherever you get married into, there is a drama there. Okay, you get to see daily soaps of Indian origin. You know, there are 15 people in the hall standing, and the cameraman is capturing the reactions whenever a dialogue is delivered by one person. He will take 10 reactions from 10 people, right? That is what is 2-7 connection. Or it can also mean getting into a wealthy family or getting into a poor family. Both are from the second house, right? Or the person's wealth increasing after marriage, or the person's wealth going down after marriage. Both can be possible. Second and seventh connection. Or the wife is working and bringing money home, right? It can be anything. 2-7, 12-7. 7, 12-7, I've already explained a little while ago. Brahmin named Bhopa had abandoned Brahminical duties and was addicted to theft, earning wealth along with other thieves. He left his wife and ran after other women. With time, death took him away. Right? He was born as a rooster. Later, he attained the rare human birth, but afflicted with Panduroga. Panduroga is where the pigmentation of the skin happens, and that's why the person loses the color and he turns completely into white. Simple example is the Pandu Maharaj of the Pandavas, who had this roga. Roga means disease. Okay, he had no sons. Daughters were born to him from prostitutes with whom he consorted. If a son was born, he died early. You see, although these words, wherever, all through the Karma Vipaka Samhita, everything will be a very harsh thing to read. You read for all the 108 padas, all the 108 padas will have all the harsh language like it is written here. But you cannot take very direct meaning out from here, or maybe just only read this and see, or, get the result. Basically, it depends on, I mean, I would say these are very profound words. They do not really carry the same meaning as it is written here. All that you can understand as a little. And he left his wife and ran after other women. See, seventh and 12th Lord combination. You can see this here. Left his wife and ran after other women. It can also be possible. Seventh and the second Lord combination is a Bahubharya yoga, right? It was allowed when Parashara was there, but today it is not allowed. So even that can be possible. So you cannot say that the wife is bad or ran after other women. It will be definitely there. You have to look for everything from everywhere. All right. So the mantra that you need to do, if you have, these will work very well if you know how to do them. If you do not know very much about the Vedic remedies, please do not try doing them. Mantra can be Om Namah Shivaya for 1 lakh times. Okay. The prasad is donation to Brahmins. You can do remedies as homas, or homa means havan, right? For those Hindi people, homa means havan, and yajna, everybody knows what a yajna is. I mean, taking part in them can also be an advantage, because it's very simple. It's in the Navamsha, it is in a fire sign. Okay. So planting gardens, building resting places, etc. also will help. Kushmanda is the Navadurga. We have talked about the Navadurgas in detail in the previous padas. Please go through them. What one can understand is Kushmanda, the mantra is, look at the Kushmanda mantra, Sura Sampurna Kalasham, Rudhirat Plutamevacha, Tathana Hasta Padmabhyam, Kushmanda Subhadhastumi. Rudhirat Plutamevacha means somebody who is putting his blood into work, okay? And Sura Sampurna Kalasham means who has got, after putting blood into work, I mean, somebody who has worked very hard has got the divine nectar. That means after working hard, the person is blessed. Okay. Dadana Hasta Padmabhyam Kushmanda Subhadastumi. Right. Hasta Padmabhyam means somebody who has gone prosperous. So what you can see is, with lot of good effort, extreme effort will get you into prosperity. Right. The person, if he is not working, then he will go down. If the person is trying to work and put his effort, the person is coming up. This is what Kushmanda will do. Okay, you can also use this mantra, recite this mantra every day if the dasha of a planet placed here is running. Even these things will work if you are a Devi Bhakta, etc. Okay. Now let us move into the second charana, which has the word Rohini. Okay, Prajapati Rohini, Apaha Parastat, Oshadhayo Avastat is the mantra. Prajapati was the first word that went into Pada 1. Now, Rohini is the second word that goes into the Pada 2. Now, Rohini means something that is ascending upwards. Step by step, if a person is crawling upwards, right? Slowly there is a progress towards rising in life. It is called as Rohini, that ascends. Okay, this is the Pada 2. This is a Vargottama Pada. Okay, Vargottama means something that falls at the same place both in Rashi chart and also in Navamsha chart. Okay, so Venus is the ruler in both the places, and Moon is exalting in both the places. No planet gets debilitated here. Mercury and Venus have the Mrityu Bhagas. Venus and Mercury are, I mean, if you combine both these planets and look at what they are focused on, is they are focused on business. They are Vaishyas, right? They are based on Vaishya or Rajasic qualities, wherein the person should not do a slavery job, but should be in a business, or should be ascending very easily, or ascending very fast in life, so that he is not in a slavery. This is what Venus and Mercury will show. The name of the Amsha is called as Bhritya Amsha. Bhritya means somebody who's a slave, right? Bhritya is generally simple, in simple words, if you have to understand. Lakshmana is the Bhritya of Rama. Sugriva is the Bhritya of Rama. Hanuman is the Bhritya of Rama. Bhritya means sevaka, okay, or a bonded labor, right? You see, we've talked about Kemadruma Yoga. Everybody knows what Kemadruma Yoga is. Kemadruma Yoga is the yoga of the moon, where moon is being supported by planets which are in the Kendra from it, especially when the moon is being aspected or moon is being together with. Any planet conjoins moon helps the moon. Moon actually needs support. Moon cannot work independently because Manas needs support. If Manas feels that I am alone in the world, the person will go lunatic, right? Because he needs another person to interact with. He needs another person to, think about and all that stuff. That is moon. So here the moon is getting exalted, and also it is the place where moon has the Mula Trikona. More than the Venus, it is the moon's place here, right? So Bhritya Amsha would mean moon is, because it's moon alone, moon, whoever comes in and unites, moon is like the fresh water, right? You put salt into it, it becomes salt water. You put pinkish color into it, it becomes pinkish. You put green into it, it becomes green. You put black into it, it becomes black, right? So it goes by the instructions of the others. Moon cannot take independent decisions. Moon is completely influenced by the others, right? So this man is working under someone like a slave or an employee. I'll give you two examples of this. I know a housewife who keeps saying that, look, my mom has told me, that's why I have done this. Okay, she keeps saying this, keeps justifying her actions, and keeps saying that my mom has told me, that's why I've done this. If her mom says jump into a fire, she will not think. Although she is educated, she has every knowledge, she knows everything. But what the lady thinks is, my mom is there to guide me, and mom will not do anything wrong to me. Okay. This is both good and both bad. Okay. This is both good and bad. I'll tell you what is good in it. If there is an employee who joined in a bank as a junior officer, and he has some senior officer who he made as a guru or who he can follow, now the senior officer is being elevated continuously, and he becomes the zonal manager or maybe CEO in the coming 25, 30 years, a total tenure of the job, right? Typically, Indian people, whoever used to get into bank jobs during the 80s, early 80s or late 70s, they used to work like that. So this man also will be eventually elevated because he has been a bhritya to him, right? So it's a good thing. It's a bad thing in the case of the woman who I talked about. My mother asked me to jump into the fire and I jumped in, right? This is wrong. So it can be both good and bad. Don't think it will be a bad thing. Sometimes being a bhritya is very important. With these people, the biggest advantage is if they have the right boss, whoever they are claiming themselves to be a slaves of, if they are good people, their life is very good. But if their choice happens to be bad for whatever reason, then their life has ups and downs. And they need constant advice and guidance like the moon needs it. That's why it's called as the Bhritya Amsha. They have to be guided constantly, right? Lakshmana, you protect Sita till the time I come back, right? That's what Rama used to say. Sugriva, please help me. Or Rama gives the direction or the magnitude of the job that has to be executed, and Sugriva does it, or Hanuman does it. You take that thing for any example. So the target has to be given to them, and constantly they have to be monitored. If moon is not monitored, moon will not turn up. Moon will say, look, I want to sleep. I cannot come to the office. Today my mood is not good. I cannot come to office, right? These are all moon things. And you can see the ninth and the 10th Lord from here, right? From the Taurus, in both the places it is Taurus now. Ninth and the 10th Lord is Saturn, that happens to go debilitated in the 12th house, right? And also it exalts in the 6th house. So 6th house, ninth and 10th house getting into the 6th house would mean a lot of hard work has to be put in. If the hard work is not going in, and if the job is lost for some reason, then the life will go upside down. The siblings are rich and enjoying luxuries. Why is this? Why is this so? Because if you see Taurus, from their count 3 houses, the moon rules it. Moon exalts here in the Taurus itself. So the siblings are rich and they are enjoying luxuries. The native could be jealous of them, but it depends, right? He could be jealous. The native is growing slowly. Why is it growing slowly? Because the moon has a tendency to wax constantly over time, right? Is slowly growing. No point in time moon stops growing or reducing in size. So the person can also reduce and then grow and then reduce and then grow, etc. Issues with girl children who have attained puberty, it is very simple here. There's nothing very great about it. Look at where the Lagna Lord is debilitated. Lagna in the sense, the current Lagna Lord right now, what we are taking is Taurus because it's in the Taurus, the planet. So that is ruled by Venus. Where does Venus debilitate? It debilitates in the Virgo. Now count the number of houses from the Taurus to Virgo. It is the 5th house. So the biggest challenge the person will face is getting his child married if it's a girl child, or the girl child has some issues in marriage, or after the marriage the girl has gone very far off, right? These are the and the person is feeling for his daughter or her daughter, right, depending on whoever horoscope it is. Issues between wife and siblings, right? I've given enough understanding. Wife and sibling. Wife is 7th house, which is Mars. Siblings is the 3rd house, which is Moon. The Mars debilitates in the Moon's house. The 7th Lord goes and debilitates in the 3rd house, right? You can make hundreds of predictions using this and they will work like gems. You don't have to worry. They will work like gems. Only thing is, you just need to see out of all these 15-20 predictions, only 3 or 4 will work, not all of them in each chart. The reason is the Lagna is changing and not everything will apply into one chart, right? And also the planets have to confirm it. Slowly you will understand now how planets will start working, okay, and also how dashas are working, okay. Now he could have a transport business because it's a Venusian sign completely, both in D1 and D9. Actually, transport business is common all through the 4 places, but it's more common here with Venus in both D1 and D9. Okay, poor relationships with wife, right? Poor relations with wife because they're the 7th Lord is the Mars, and Moon's place it is. It's the Mula Trikona of the Moon. Please don't see this just as Venus ruling. It is also the place where Moon is ruling, right? So Mars debilitates in the Moon's place, right? Ill health to wife or self, or fights wife, has accidents, is afraid of business, or he has seen failures in business. All this I have explained. Okay. Then as contractual jobs or slavery. And, give me 1 second. Yeah, contractual jobs or slavery, expenses due to wife or business travels, business losses, inheritance issues due to father or relatives or their demise. I've seen this a lot here, related inheritance issues when father dies off, the siblings are not giving the correct share to the native. The native keeps cribbing on that, etc. Okay. It will be like I said, like a family serial drama thing. It doesn't take, no action happens, it goes on and on and on, right? That is how the second house will show up. It goes like the daily soap opera. and accidents. Okay. The body is thin to fat to thin. I mean, at the childhood, the person can be thin, then it goes into fat, and then eventually again goes into thin with age, right? Long arms and long legs because the moon exalts here. So long arms and long legs, and beautiful, attractive. The theme is 1 and 6 because Venus in both the places it is. So it is 1 and 6. So self and struggle. The person is fighting 1 and 6. 1 and 6 is, 1 is self, 6 is fighting. The person is fighting 1 and 6. The person is having a disease. The person is trying to constantly work, right? So and has some issues with the siblings. You can see what one has the third lord exalted. Okay, the sixth lord has ninth, 10th lords exalted, right? The person is slowly making his future. So there lived a learned Brahmin named Vasudeva, the master of the Vedas, with his virtuous wife Leelavati, right? Though outwardly she was pure, youthful, and attractive, secretly indulged in relationships with other men, amassing much wealth thereby. She and her husband enjoyed that ill-gotten wealth together, but both eventually drowned in the Ganga and died. Due to their mixed karma, they dwelt in heaven for 60,000 years. When their merit was exhausted, they were reborn in the earth with riches, grains, and devotion to Dharma. They had many sons, but they died. They had many daughters, but they died too. Afterwards came losses and many diseases. This is a Karma Vipaka Samhita thing. It is already explained as results in the top portion. Whoever want to understand this can definitely go in deep and understand. Already I gave one example here on the left side, how I tried to decipher. Okay. Each line will have very good meaning if you know how to decode it. There's no rocket science. All that you need is time and little bit of patience. Trayambakam Yajamahe is the mantra. Most people know what mantra is this. Please do this for 1 lakh times. Tawny cows are donated to Brahmins, and money donations due during Magha month or the Magha month and Makar Sankranti, right? Why it's Magha is ruled by the sun thing, right? Because it's the Leo. Magha or Magha falls in the Leo, and Makar Sankranti is for the sun. See, the Rashi is of Venus, and moon has the Mula Trikona there. So all that you need to control is to have the sun there, because Venus and sun are countering each other on the heat thing. They're trying to prove against each other, saying, look, sun is the Vishnu, and Venus is the master of the Mahabali, who is trying to compete against each other and trying to say that who is big, right? Now, Skandamata, the Mata is, the Navadurga is Skandamata. You can see the Skanda sitting on the lap of the Mata, and you have the lion as a vehicle. So you can see that the person is fighting for pride, right? It's not about the money. He's fighting for the pride, and he's fighting for his own children, Skandamata, right? Children. He's trying to establish his children, right? And is fighting for his. Why I'm saying fighting is because it's the 1 and 6. You have to use this 1 and 6, and also use this Skandamata. You can also use Skandamata at various places that I have said before. Okay, let's look at the mantra of the Skandamata. The Skandamata is like this: Simhasana Gata Nityam Padmashrita Karadvaya Shubhadastu Sada Devi Skandamata Yashaswini. Right? So Yashaswini is the word here. It's in the Hindi or in the English. Yashaswini means somebody who is trying to work for pride. Okay, Gaurav. Okay, all these things will come as the Yashasvi or the Yashas, pride, honor. All this is Yashas. And both the fourth and the fifth padas of any Rashi are going to bring in prosperity, provided the person is working hard, right? Fourth house, for sure, the person is working hard. To an extent, the fifth house depends on the Purva Punya thing as well. So there can be curses as well in the fifth thing. In the fourth house, lethargy can bring in problems. I mean, the fourth charana, the lethargy can bring in problems. Laziness can bring in problems. In case of Skandamata, the fifth charana, the problem is the previous actions when they are not good. That is when problems will come. Okay. Let us look at apaha. This is a very good word. I will see. I like this word apaha. See, this is an element. Apaha means water. Everybody knows that, right? I have not written that word intentionally because you know that it is water. Apa means water. Look at the hierarchy of elements. Prithivir, Apas, Tejo, Vayur, Akashaha. This is the hierarchy of the elements. You can also count it from the other side, from Akashaha, Vayu. The reverse order also you can do. So Apa is the water out of which everything is born, right? Because you for creation you need water. For us to be traveling into the uterus or the womb of our mother from the father's sperm, we need liquid, we need water. Just the Venus is not enough. With the Venus and the moon, we can travel. Venus is the Shukranu, and then we have water for it to transport. For us to go into mother's womb, we need both of them. And if the water is missing, then also the transportation does not happen, right? So water always indicates fertility. Water also indicates creativity. You need creation, then you need water, right? So the people are creative here. These rashis are ruled by the Venus and the Mercury because the planet is placed in Taurus in D1 and it is placed in Gemini in the D9. So Moon is getting exalted here, Rahu is getting exalted in the Navamsha. Similarly, no planet debilitates here, Ketu debilitates in the Navamsha. The Mrityu Bhaga is only for Ketu. What does Ketu represent? Ketu would say, leave everything in the world. All the materialistic things have to be left, and you just follow, become a sannyasi. Okay, become renounce everything, become a renunciate. That is a sannyasi, right? So, but this is exactly opposite of it because Ketu has a Mrityu Bhaga in it. So, this person cannot become a sannyasi, right? Or Ketu will show emancipation or no birth, right? Ketu is liberated, right? Everybody knows that. So this is exactly opposite of it. Okay. So fertility is there here. It is called as Vidya Amsha, right? Vidya Amsha. Vidya Amsha is there because it's Venus and Mercury. Mercury is a student. Venus is the Acharya, right? Shukracharya. And Mercury is the student. So there is a teacher and a student together. So that's why it is a Vidya Amsha. The person is absolutely receptive of all the good things that has to be learned. And also Vidya can be bad as well, right? He will also learn Durabhyasa. If somebody teaches him how to smoke and drink, he will learn them very well and actually he will master and he will also become better than the person who taught him that. Similarly, this can also happen that the person is interested in fine arts like dancing, singing, etc., poetry, and all that. He has good knowledge of drawing, mathematics, strategy. Okay, all these things can be felt. Very fertile people, they will have children. Okay, there is one thing why I keep saying this. I'll give you an example. You have Kumbha Rashi. Okay, the Lagna is Kumbha or the Aquarius, and you have Venus in the Mrigashira, right? Venus in the Mrigashira. No, I'm sorry. You have the Capricorn is the Lagna, and Venus in the Mrigashira in the fifth house, right? Now, what people can think is, oh, there is Mrigashira, so the dispositor is there, and also the Lord is there. But now, if the cusp happens to be in the fifth house of this one, if the Lagna degree is between 1640 and 20 degrees, despite having the planet fifth lord dispositor in the Mrigashira, he will have children. Okay. Hope you understood. If you did not, please ask at the end of the class. I will definitely explain. Okay. That's why I keep saying the cusp is very important. So the fertile people, affairs are possible, right? Because Venus and Mercury, these combinations will show affairs, or they may have attractions towards people. Will they be fruitful in having an affair or not? How would you judge it? Based on the Navamsha. Okay, unless you look at Navamsha, it's too difficult. And also the Dasha is the king. The Dasha has to be favorable. Okay, then only you may have affair. Otherwise, you cannot have. Then you may have, the emptiness in life that, look, I'm not very happy with the current relationship that I have, etc. and etc. But you cannot have an affair, right? And also enmity with children, issues due to them, and or successful children. Why enmity with children is because Venus debilitates in the Mercurian place, and the other place where the Venus is debilitating is in the fifth house, right? Successful children, why? Because Mercury is money, so materialistically the children are successful. Sudden changes in the fortune, okay? And why sudden changes in the fortune? Because what is being ruled as the ninth house from the Taurus becomes the eighth house when you count it from the Gemini. Okay, count 9 houses from Taurus, it is Capricorn. Now count Capricorn from Gemini, it is eighth house. So the ninth house becoming eighth house. So the fortune is in cycles. Okay, now because look at how the moon waxes and wanes. Similarly, you will have changes in the fellow's future. For 4 years or 5 years, very good fortune. Suddenly fortune goes down for another 4 years, 5 years. Again, it rises like anything, right? Again, there is a fall. Then again, there is a rise. This is a very constant thing that keeps happening here because the ninth and the eighth are connected, right? So there is sudden change, both ups and downs you will have. High interests in doing business and rising in life, right? Because of the Venus and the Mercury thing, nothing more than that. Issues with the father or inheritance. Okay, and again, the ninth house, eighth house are linked. So the father has some or the other issues with the fellow, with the native, or there is an issue with the inheritance of the father. Okay, somebody occupied that land, or he has brothers, some issue with the brothers, or the document itself is not very clear, right? Poor health of father or early demise of father, emotional disturbances, water collection in the body, okay, and ill health, diseases in private parts, having issues of eyesight issues. The body grows thin to medium fat, is beautiful and attractive. The theme here is 2 to 5 or 5 to 12. Okay, second and 5 are connected. You can see counted from Taurus. You have to count what? Gemini and the other Rashi ruled by the Mercury. It is second and the fifth house from the Taurus. From the Gemini, it is the fifth and the 12th house, right? So 5 and 12, the children leaving the native, right? 2 and 5, money being spent for the children, right? Focus is on the fifth house. You can see that this has focus on the fifth house, second and 12th. So either the girl child is going away after the marriage, or going out to studies, bringing in a lot of wealth, settled well, fifth and 12th, second house. You can conclude it from here also. Once you master these things, if you just know these themes, right, you will be able to understand what can this dasha give. Okay. Look at the karma vipaka. So what you will know from the karma vipaka is the person is pious. His name is Vishnu Dasha. He is devoted to Dharma and Shiva. He was serving Brahmins and parents with humility. His wife, though, was beautiful and was quarrelsome. You can see this here. The seventh lord from the Taurus is Mars. Okay, and it gets into the sixth house. The seventh house gets into the sixth house from the Gemini. Look at the Scorpio. It is seventh house from Taurus. From Gemini counted, it becomes the 6th house. Because of that, the wife can be quarrelsome, or maybe she is suffering from diseases. She's trying to be disrespectful to her in-laws. Okay, she is not very interested in doing donations. This also is possible. The wife is not interested in doing dana. Right? Cruel wife, after death, went to dreadful Raurava hell, then was born as a tigress, later a jackal, and then finally a human woman again, but barren and deceased and unhappy due to past karma. The mantra is Gopala mantra, 1 lakh times one has to read it or recite it rather. And then prasada is 64 Brahmins have to be fed with sweets. See, these are not possible in today's world. Such kind of remedies. There are tatsama remedies. That means the remedies that can be done that can give similar result as doing this remedy. Okay, they are available in the shastras. I am not very good at them, nor even though I know a little bit of those things. I give usually practical remedies to people which are easy to do, because even if we do the tatsama remedy for this, the kind of money that you have to spend over, it's too huge. That's why I don't suggest them. Remedies are Vishnu and Shiva puja during Magha month. These are possible remedies. Simple remedy: doing a Vishnu puja during the Magha month or the Shiva puja during the Magha month. Do that. The Navadurga is Katyayani. Right? We've talked about Katyayani as well in the past. Let me just give you a heads up of the mantra. You can do that mantra as well. Chandrahasojvalakara Shardula Varavahana Katyayini Shubham Dadyat Devi Danava Ghatini. Right? Chandrahasojvalakara Shardula Varavahana Katyayini Shubham Dadyat Devi Danava Ghatini. Chandrahasa is this word using which the Navadurga is fighting the enemies. Right? So the person is fighting here also. The person is fighting something. Okay. What he's fighting will depend on what planets or the whole chart, but he's fighting something here. Right? He's trying to come up in life. For that, he's fighting. He has a disease. That's why he's fighting, or anything of that sort. Right? Now, let's go to the final charana. That is the Oshadhayo. The 4th charana is the Oshadhayo, which would mean a medicine or something that has given fruits once only, and then it becomes no more usable, like the banana tree, which gives only one yield of the crop. Even if you throw potash into it and try to pour some manure into it, it can never give you more fruits. I mean, the tree has to be cut off after just once it has given the fruits, like the banana tree. Right? So Oshadhayo would mean something that has given fruits and expired. Right? So somebody who has given birth to a child and then expired, it can mean that also. Okay, I'm not saying if you have moon in the 4th charana, your nakshatra is 4th of the Rohini, and you're going to die after your childbirth. This is so silly and foolish. If you think so, astrology is not for you. Okay, Oshadhayo is medicine. Okay, somebody who could be an expert in medicines, or who has the knowledge of medicines, or who is using medicines. Okay, and it is called as Ati Amsha. Right? Moon is ruling this Navamsha completely, and Taurus is co-ruled by Moon and Venus. Right? We all know that. So because of the moon thing, right? Moon is not satisfied at any point in time. Manas is something which will keep saying, this is not enough, please get me more. Once you reach that, Manas will say, oh no, this is not enough, get me more. Right? That is Ati Amsha. Right? So not satisfied with anything, wanting more. Right? There is no Mrityu Bhaga of any of the planet. Right? So it's a neutral thing, I can say. There are emotional differences with people because moon is all water. Right? There are emotional differences. Moon is a miser. Okay, keep this in mind. The biggest miser of all the planets is the moon. Moon does not want to donate anything, okay, because it's the manas. Because moon thinks that he will live forever. The sun will go, but I will live. Okay, this is what the moon will think. That is what we think. The soul goes off, but how can the moon live if the soul goes off? Right? The soul goes off, the moon also goes off. But moon doesn't understand that. Hope you're able to understand what I'm saying. Miser, right? So if somebody says Saturn is a miser, before that moon is a bigger miser. Okay, so do not think any planet is alone doing something. A lot of things have to work together, then only you can do these things. Sudden changes in job profile, ups and downs, this is possible. Okay, why? You know why. Okay, then you have very simple. Look at the 10th lord from the Taurus, put him in the debilitation sign. That happens to be the 10th from the Cancer. Okay, Saturn is the 10th lord from the Taurus. Get him into debilitation sign of Taurus, into the Aries. From the Cancer, count 10 houses. You will find Aries. There, the Saturn is debilitated. So there is sudden changes in the job or the profile, goes ups and downs. There are head injuries, and there are issues of inheritance with elder brothers. There are accidents, right? There are expenses due to marriage, and there is increase in status after marriage. There is a devout wife. There can be a love marriage. There can be quarrels with wife after the childbirth. The person has PG education or job outside the birthplace, focused on more income. He wants to earn more and more. He's not satisfied. He's a foodie, okay, because it's moon, right? Moon is interested in food. He's a foodie. He has interest of big cars, large spaces, and then he has accidents, and there can be consumption of medicines due to accidents. Yields followed by failure. I mean, somebody starts up a business, it yields very well, and suddenly it dies off, right? That's another example of that. So the body goes from thin to fat to thin, is beautiful, attractive. Okay. Beautiful does not necessarily mean that he has a very fair complexion, etc. Okay. He will look attractive. Okay. He or she will look attractive, beautiful to the eyes of the beholder, right? So the theme is 3 and 4. I'm using Sun as the other planet here to be ruling, because one of the lords is Moon. The Cancer is ruled by Moon. So I'm adding up Sun here. So Sun and Moon rule the third and the fourth houses from the Taurus. From the Moon ruled thing, Venus rules the fourth and the 11th houses, right? From the Cancer, if you count, Venus rules the fourth house and the 11th house. So fourth house, 11th house, accidents and medicine consumption due to medicinal consumption due to accident. Fourth house, 11th house. 11th house, don't think is a labha. 11th house is not labha. 11th house is the sixth from the sixth house, 12th from the 12th house. It is one of those houses of Trishadaya. Okay, 11th house is as good as the 12th house. 12th house is as bad as the 11th house. Okay, that is how you have to understand. And I would say from 11th house or the 12th house, results are the same. Either you have a planet in the 11th house or in the 12th house, both will give you same results if you know how to understand them. That's why I'm not using houses. I've stopped using houses only for that. A Brahmin named Buddhi Sharma from the land between Ganga and Yamuna was a corrupt priest, fond of eating at others' kitchens. Right? His wife was immoral and unstable. Through wrong livelihood and sinful acts, he accumulated wealth. After death, both husband and wife fell into terrible hells. He later took birth as a bull and then a donkey and then finally as a man, again in Madhya Desha. He suffered childlessness, disease, and only daughters being born. Right? So the mantra is Akrishnena Rajasam mantra. Akrishnena Rajasam is available. A lot of Pandits know it. If you know it, please do it for 1 lakh times. The prasada can be Homa can be offered. 10 cows being donated to a Brahmin. It's too difficult to do these remedies. I'm not suggesting them. The other kind of remedy that you can do is the snan with wife in Prayaga, wife or husband with wife in Prayaga in Magha month. When the sun is in Magha, go there and visit this place. Or the other way around is the moon or the Purnima is in the Magha month. Okay, so you have the Purnima happening in the Magha month. During that time, you can go where the sun will be in the opposite of the Leo, on the other side of the Leo, which is in the Aquarius, etc. When that happens, you can go and have snan in the Prayaga. The Kalaratri Navamsha. Kalaratri is something related to foolishness, or the person takes foolish actions uh, due to which there is little bit of bad name, right? Bad name is something which you cannot avoid with Kalaratri, the seventh thing. It doesn't affect money, okay? Don't think everything gets into money. Oh, I'm going to lose the money. It doesn't have to be a money losing thing. It is about the pride thing. Because see, Kalratri, if you see the look at the Devi. The Devi is all reddish, very neatly dressed, and all that. The moment you look at this Devi, she is standing. She's sitting over a donkey, right? Nobody rides a donkey. I mean, people will ride horses. Donkeys are there to carry load, right? Not people. Nobody goes over a donkey, right? And she has, she has thorny bracelets. She's wearing those thorny bracelets. Nobody wears them as well. And she has oil smeared all over her body. Nobody does that, right? And everybody want to do makeup and then come out. This is what all these devis have done, but she has smeared all oil all over her because of the bloodshed that the Katyayani has caused. Katyayani has killed all the enemies, and at the end she could find no one, and she became like a lunatic thing, and she was running all over. I mean, don't think I'm trying to degrade the devi or anything. I'm only trying to give you the concept. So she's trying to run all over. Now it's not the Paramatma, right? This is not the Paramatma thing. This is called as the Sadguna, okay, or the Saguna rather. The Saguna deity is Kalaratri, right? Saguna means something that is visible to the eye. The Paramatma is it's nothing. I mean, not having any rupa or a form is not there. Then everybody gets into the whole thing. It becomes the Paramatma. So our religion always supports. You can question, comment, or try to understand during the course of understanding if there are a few words of this kind, because you have to explain, then you use these kind of words. Not it's not that I'm not trying to disrespect or cause anything like that. So smearing all oil all over her body and trying to show up a very oily face or muddy face rather is a foolish act. So the person gets into foolish acts. I mean, he would ati, right? Ati means what? Doing something more than what is required. I'll give you an example of a guy who has a very good job at a place. He and a very settled life. He could quit the job and said, look, let me do something else. And he moved on and did struggle elsewhere for about 5 years or 6 years. And then eventually got settled. He had a very established career at one place. He left it foolishly, got some bad name across the family saying, look, why is this guy struggling? He had a very good job there. Why did he leave it? In the quest or in the thirst of finding a new job or a better life, the person sometimes commits these kind of things. This is what you can look from Ati Amsha or the Kalaratri Navamsha. Because it's Kalaratri, I've explained it a little longer. You can also see the mantra here. Ekavini Japa Karna Pura Nagna Kharastita Lamboshti Karnika Karni Tailyabhya तैल्याभ्यक्त शरीरिणी वामपादोल्ल सल्लोहा लता कंटक भूषण वर्धन मूर्ध ध्वजा कृष्णा कालरात्रि भयंकरी. Okay, when you have if you read this mantra and if you know what this all means, you will only have this word in your mind, bhayankari, right? So this is a Devi form. Bhayankari is, what does Bhayankari would mean? Something that is, showing up as if it is fearful to eyes, right? Bhayankari. So that is what I said. So it doesn't mean it is going to take you down or it is going to give you bad money. Or the only thing is people will laugh at the actions that the person is taking. He can still be wealthy or anything. So see, कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना. This is what is the song, right? So the same thing happens here. The person takes a decision and people will laugh at him. Why is he taking such a foolish decision? It can still be very beneficial for him. That is another thing. I'll give you another example. The person is working in an MNC here in India, left the job, struggled in the US for about 3 or 4 years. He did not know if he will get a job or not. And eventually he got a job after 4 or 5 years. What people started laughing at him at the start of the thing is he had a very established career in a very good MNC here. He left it just for the sake of, traveling to the US. And he spoiled like 5 years of his life. Okay. But he is very, very happy right now. Right. At that point in time, people will say that this guy took a foolish decision. Okay. So this is very, very useful when you're trying to decipher results from the dashas. Okay, especially the dasha side, people will know, can understand it. Okay, coming back to the general things of Rohini. Rohini is sky blue in color, Krishna Varna we call it. Okay, some people call it dark blue or the sky color, right? Sky blue, sky color is Krishna. Some people say Krishna is black, so you have to say it black only. Any way you take it, both are fine. Actually, it appears reddish in color if you really look into it. So there are three colors that you can talk about: sky blue, black, and reddish. Okay, it looks like a cart, and it has 5 stars. The gender is female. It's a Manushya Gana or a man thing. And its yoni is a snake, right? Its yoni is a snake, and the caste is Brahmana. The legs are 4. It's called as a star of ascent, something that is going upwards. In Sanskrit, the tree is called as Jambu Phala Vriksha or Jambu Vriksha, and it's called as the black plum in the English. The bird is Hansa. I believe, although not many people will agree with me, but this bird is extinct now. It's called as Hamsa or Hansa, depending on wherever you are placed in the north or the south. So Hansa would mean something, a bird. If you put milk and water mixed in front of it, Hansa will drink all the milk and leave all the water. What does it mean is it can differentiate between good and bad very easily, right? Swabhava is sthira. This is one more thing which you can make use of. Sthira means the result that comes from here will take, it will be stable for a longer period of time. So if Rohini is delivering good results, it's good. But Rohini, if it tries to deliver bad results, the magnitude of it is very high. It will keep the person in trouble for longer time. Or if it will keep the person in goods or good things for longer time. So the magnitude or the timeline is longer because it says Thira Nakshatra. Donating money, if you don't have enough money, usually the problem with Rohini thing is donation becomes very difficult. Important remedy for Rohini is donate. Okay, if you have 10 rupees, try to donate 1 rupee. Okay, donation is very difficult with Rohini. If you don't have such issues, then your Rohini is very good. If you're trying to have issues of donation, see, everybody has money in this world. Even if you ask a beggar, the beggar also will have money. In whatever you have, of that, try to donate something. That is very important for your Rohini to work very well. And helping people physically, offering labor if you don't have money. Okay, moon's aradhana or Krishna stotra, you can do also this Chandrasekhara Ashtakam. There is one, if you're a Shiva fan, etc., there is Chandrasekhara Ashtakam. It's a very simple one. In childhood, we all used to recite it very easily. Chandrasekhara, Chandrasekhara, Chandrasekhara Rakshamam, Chandrasekhara, Chandrasekhara, Chandrasekhara Pahimam. It's very, very simple Ashtakam. It will be very famous across the Telugu states. It's available in the YouTube these days. Uh, and helping people by providing water, curd, etc. Uh, Vaishakha Purnima or Kurma Jayanti, these are the times when donations are important. Vrishabha sun, or during when the sun is in the Vrishabha, because the planet is in the Vrishabha in the D1 chart. Ekadashi and Shashki Upavas can also help. Upavas means fasting on that day. And Kshira Annam, that means milk, and Payasam we call it, or Paramannam we call it at different places. Okay, Parama Annam means something, the Anna mixed with milk is Parama Annam or Kshira Annam to be offered as prasadam. Satascha Yonim Asatascha Ivaha Om Brahmane Namaha. This mantra can also be done. Okay, the activation years of Rohini is 9, 17, 27, 50, and 80. With this, I'll stop my lecture. Questions people will have, I'll be happy to answer. Any feedback anybody has, I'll be happy to hear that also.
Sir, can I go?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay, sir. So I have Rohini Faspada, and I mean, my Lagna is in Rohini Faspada, and I have Rahu in my Navamsha Lagna, sir. And I see many significations correlating with whatever you just taught us.
Okay.
So I can go through them one by one.
So here it
yes.
is. It's a Sena Amsha.
Yes.
So you have creativity.
Yes, sir. I'm really good in certain things, but you also told us in the other Rohini class that creativity could be limited, like only in certain ways, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I can give some specific examples in this regard. So I am good at graphic design, but I'm not good in everything. Like, not like there are many components of graphic design.
So whatever you're good at and whatever you're meant for, that you are very good at.
Yes, sir, like that.
Okay, that is what is the Brahma's thing. Yeah.
Yes. And also I used to learn piano, keyboard when I was younger, but after a point I just lost interest. I didn't like, really learn beyond that. So again, I feel like that is also similar. I mean, I was really good when I learned, but then for some reason I just lost interest.
Okay. Do you have, first thing I would ask is, do you have any issues with father or father-in-law, elderly, anybody you have issues with? No.
I am not married. I don't have any issues per se with my father, but it's okay. Like normal relationship, nothing great or nothing bad.
Okay. Okay. If you're not married, then most of the things are not okay.
Some things I feel personality-wise are matching, so that's why I wanted to talk about it. I have bad days. I have like I mean not like really bad, but I have bad insight. And there was one thing. My mother is strict. It is strict. The kingly thing actually applies. So I think. I mean, I feel whenever I think about it, I like have that rich or a very kingly way of thinking that and that I'm meant to lead or something like that. But I don't. It's mostly I think the Rahu affecting my being Rahu placed in Navamsha Lagna, I think probably that could be affecting. And there was also the thing about waging a war that you mentioned, right?
Yeah.
So I tend to get confrontational easily. I mean, at least I used to. Now I'm much more better in that regard, but that's something that really synced with me when you talked about it. I would get triggered for even the simplest of things. I used to confront people, like fight about, especially when things didn't go in my way. I was kind of a perfectionist. Now I'm like trying to let go of that.
Prajapati is a perfectionist, correct. I forgot to add that. You can add it here, perfectionist.
So I occasionally feel that way, but I know things can't be always perfect in the world. So I've come to terms with it. So
You have to move on
yeah,
faster. Okay.
and yeah,
Accidents?
unable. Yes, sir. Accidents. This is one thing, one interesting thing, sir. I'm very scared of accidents. This is even before I learned about rowing. So
Oh,
even I know to drive, but I generally don't drive at all. I prefer taking Ubers. Like the chariot connection also feels like I feel like that comes here.
okay.
So I feel like I prefer to be ferried by others.
Hmm. Okay.
So these are some of the things I could relate to.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
Sir, I have a question.
Ask me.
Sir, for Rohini Pada 2, you mentioned that um, since Venus and Mercury, which are the Vaishya Grahas, they are having the Mrityu Bhava there, then that is why the this Pada gives the result of working as
Not
a slave under
second pada,
somebody. Is
third
that
pada. Are you saying second pada or third pada?
second Pada?
Second pada, both are Venus and Venus.
Yes, yes. No, I meant they having the Mrityu Bhava for Venus and Mercury.
Okay.
So is that why this the person is working as a slave under somebody
Possible.
and is afraid of losses in business?
Possible. Possible. Person is afraid of doing business.
Okay.
Possible. Generally, the person with the second pada is afraid of
Okay.
doing
So,
business. The other, exactly the third
mhm,
pada, the person is very much wanting to do business.
right. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So if any career related planet is sitting in Rohini Pada 2,
Hmm.
then the advice would be to not go into business.
No, no, it's there. It's not to go or yes to go will depend on the whole chart. It's only the fear for the business. That much only you can say from here. Because whether you will get losses or not will depend on the dasha. Dasha is the king.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sir, I actually got a chart. It is a recent friend of mine. Like, so I do not know much about their
Hmm.
life story and everything, but they have Mrigashira Taurus ascendant,
Hmm.
Moon Rohini Pada 1, and Rahu also in Rohini but Pada 3.
Hmm.
So they have just given me the chart for like basic analysis. Um,
But how do you know it
since
is
I
Mragashira
have
or
not
not?
given the analysis yet, I just
No, no, you don't. If you don't know the
no, I have their birth details.
no, no. What I'm saying is, if it is in Mragashira first
Oh,
chart,
you are asking whether it's accurate?
yeah, the accuracy is not checked yet, right? You have to check the accuracy
No,
also.
ascendant point. Ascendant.
Ascendant point only. If you know the details, you have to check whether it is
Um,
correct or not. You know how to correct it for marriage, etc. Right? Have you done those checks? Anyway, what is the question? I'm diverting your topic. Go ahead and ask your question.
no, I have to.
Okay. What is your question?
Yeah, my question is, since there are two planets here in Rohini, and that too they are in the first house. So I want to know how we could interpret these planets and house results.
The one is if it is in the Mrigashira, there is a difference. Do they have? It's a married person chart.
Yeah, he is married. Yeah.
Okay. He has children.
Yes.
Okay. Only girl children. You don't know yet.
One boy and one girl.
One boy and one girl. Okay.
No, he has
So
one boy and
okay.
one girl.
Yes, one boy and one girl. Okay. So he Moon and Rahu. Moon is in Rohini 1 and Rahu is in Rohini 3.
Yes.
Okay. What is your question? I have not still got the question.
my question is like this person is expecting me to give any analysis of his chart. So I want to know how I can
I
apply
don't know what
the
is
fact that
stopping you from
Moon and Rahu
analyzing.
are in
I've
first
given you
house over
like
here and in Rohini.
hundreds of lectures. What is stopping you from giving a
No,
prediction?
nothing is stopping me. I just want to clarify
What is that clarification?
because there are
That is
so
how you should
many
ask. You're asking me a
possibilities.
question
So
and
I
give
just
me a
want to
prediction.
like even
Tell me what
you
is the
mentioned,
question?
right?
Hmm. What is the question?
It's not a because every pada has so many possible outcomes.
Hmm.
So I want to know based on
You will
the
come
planet.
there. I've asked this. You asked me this question last time also. I said you need to wait till the dashas, right?
But dashas are timed, right? So I'm talking about like the general personality of the person.
That's why I said, have you corrected the chart? You said you have not corrected. You did not do your homework and you're asking me a question. To do your homework, you get the answer yourself.
No, I'm not.
Then you have to do the work and then come. You should be sure whether
Internet
it
is
is in
like
Mrigashira or
it's
not.
cutting.
No, listen, Shruti, listen. You should know the events of the person. If you don't know them, how will you check?
Okay. I'll get that
You will
information.
at least know 2, 3 events, right? Otherwise, how will you check? You're not Brahma here, correct? Even Brahma will not know. His job
Yeah.
is only to create and let Vishnu do the responsibility. How would you know? So you at least have, if he's married, have the marriage date. If he has a job, find the job date, correct the time with that. You already know those things. Then start predicting. There is no rocket science here. If it's Mrigashira, the person is constantly running. He is traveling. He has,
Okay.
okay, all that stuff. You need to know them. Without that, you can't say, right?
Right.
See, instead of asking me what should I predict, it is good to say why this prediction has not come true, or why this prediction has come, or why this result has come. How should I see it? That would be a largely easier way to answer than to just tell me 1 or 2 planets,
Yeah,
because I'm
probably
not
I
good
can
at
do that.
looking just listen. I'm not good at looking at 1 or 2 planets and giving a result. I don't believe in it because I'm very afraid because it will fail if I don't look at the other side of it. I just asked you one question. Does she have only women children? You said he has a girl and a boy, right? So the first prediction itself is gone, right? You will fail miserably if you don't look at the other planets, right? So you cannot ask. I mean, if somebody in the internet is an expert saying one planet, one house, I'm not that. Have to look at all the planets and say. I would always recommend my students to look at all the planets. Take at least 1, 2 events to cross check. Then you will flow like a river. I don't think there is no stopping. Most people are doing it already. You know a lot of significations from the nakshatras. I've given you the navamsha. I've given you dashamsha. Who will teach you all this?
Yes, I have made some predictions based on ascendant lord depositor. So
That's it.
those were
Keep
I
doing
confirmed
that.
with him.
Now
It
you are
was
in
fine.
C. Now you are in the next level. Till you don't understand how dasha works, you can't get the kind of thing that you are looking at. I'm afraid I cannot give you right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. I'll just
You have to wait.
get
You have to
more
wait for some more
life
time.
events from him to.
Till that time, what you should do is try to understand what are you getting from this. Okay. If I say, okay, you have first the sun is in the Sena Amsha, read out all these things. He will have, okay, now you see the fourth Lord being placed in the first house, okay, or from the Taurus, the fourth Lord placed in the first house, okay, superiority complex, right? I am the bigger fellow. All these things will be there, right? Now, if it is Mrigashira, then it is a
So
different
it's
case.
third lord, right?
Yeah, third lord,
Third
whatever,
lord being
third
placed
lord,
in
fourth
first
lord,
house.
whatever lord it is. Okay. Now, if it is Mrigashira, it's a different case. If it's a Rohini, it's a different case. What is most important is the Lagna Cusp. If you don't have it, then it becomes very difficult. Then your prediction will go all wrong. Then you'll come back and say nothing is working. Right? You can't jump guns and dance over. Okay. You get it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More people, questions?
So,
Yes, beta, yes.
so I have a chart.
Hmm.
Third pada Rohini ascendant,
Hmm.
and Saturn is also there on 18th degree,
Okay.
and Moon is in Mrigashira, first pada.
Hmm.
So for third pada, I can see that the person is very good at mathematics
Hmm.
and has also done computer science.
Okay.
But from what I cannot see is father's health issues or poor relations with the father or inheritance issues. However, mother has health issues,
Okay.
and the person is born with
See,
deformed
how can there
bone.
be father's health issues? Already Saturn is there, right?
Yeah.
So father's father might have had issues. Saturn
Okay.
is in Rohini, right?
Hmm.
So Rohini is a good thing. Saturn is that means the ninth lord is going upwards. Correct?
However, Saturn is retrograde.
So the ninth lord is going upwards. So this person will face issues with his fortune. Suddenly the fortune goes off, and then he comes back once again uh, into into prosperity.
And now Saturn goes in
How old is he?
Navman's Lagna.
How old
He
is this
is
person?
25.
Is still young to have facing to have his wealth gone and re-establishing himself like the
Yes.
Punarvasu thing because of the retrograde Saturn in the Lagna.
Hmm. However, the both the parents had problem having child. He was, I think, born but with a lot of difficulty. He has a deformed bone issue. He is a dwarf.
Hmm.
So could be said that since ninth lord is sitting in Rohini
No.
Nakshatra.
Dwarf or other things, they all will come. I think what you have to do is you have to first look at Navamsha and then come back here.
Hmm.
Look at the Navamsha and look at the Navamsha Lord back in the D1.
Mercury.
Okay, Mercury,
Mercury
right? Mercury back in D1. Where is Mercury?
in seventh house
Yeah, Mercury is
in
not well
Scorpio.
placed. Also, his dispositor will not be well placed.
Yeah. No, Mangal is well placed in 10th house.
Now, where is Jupiter?
Jupiter is in second house. Mercury is Adra.
That also is a problem. If you have Jupiter in the exaltation, the biggest problem will come to Sagittarius. You heard
Okay.
this, right? Because there is
Yes, sir.
war and peace. War comes from Sagittarius, and peace comes from Cancer. So, because I mean, we all have to. I still have to teach all these things. They all will come at the end. You cannot learn it now. There is no way you can skip this. These are for ordinary people, right? The chart that you have got is a special horoscope, right?
Okay.
So because the Jupiter is exalted, the Sagittarius is weak, and there is the Mercury. That is why the dwarfness has come.
But Jupiter is in Gemini.
Jupiter is in Gemini.
Yes, sir, with Rahu.
Then also Jupiter is weak, right?
Yes, sir.
Then also Jupiter is weak.
And though one thing is quite affirmative here is that he has a very high interest in doing business. He does not want to do jobs. However, he is doing jobs. And also, sir, if third lord is exalted in the first house, I know you don't take exaltation, but however, it is not considered a yoga, yes? It is actually increases
I
person's
actually forgot what Lagna it is. Which Lagna is this? Okay.
Taurus, sir.
Taurus. Okay.
So it does increase a person's problems in life that he has to do more effort. Does it work like that?
I don't take these things because the effort and other things will come from the D10 chart. You have to put both of these things in tandem and then see. Otherwise, your prediction
Okay.
will go wrong.
And how does that follow that if Saturn falls again in the Lagan of Namanj?
Saturn
And
falling again in the Navamsh would mean there is something wrong with the person himself.
okay.
Okay, either the personality is wrong or the attitude is wrong or something is wrong of the person himself, especially if it's in retrograde. So you said
Right.
exactly the same degrees. Saturn and Lagna are in the same degree.
17 and 18, yes.
Probably they are exactly at the same degree. Maybe you have to move your Lagna in such a way that they just actually coincide with each other. That is why there is this personality disorder. All the charts now, Saturn will be placed in the Lagna.
Yes, sir. Even in D10 it is there.
Yeah, even in D60 also it will be if you move it exactly onto the degree. And it's retrograde. That is why there is this dwarfness. Even you can say it from there.
However, from Mercury and Mars, we can say that the person is very good with communication, is very witty. Okay, sir.
Also, fine arts, interests, poetry, drawing, or something will be there. Strategy, all that stuff will be there.
He's good with mathematics.
Okay, mathematics. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good. Taja, you have a question, Taja?
No, I don't.
Okay, you have
I,
your mic
I,
open.
I didn't even know it was open. I just realized that. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, sir.
No problem. Okay.
Yes, another chart.
Hmm.
The seventh lord is in Rohini Pada 4. It's a Leo Lagna.
The
And
seventh
again,
lord is in
Rohini Pada 4.
okay, Leo Lagna.
Yes.
Okay, Saturn in the Rohini
10th
Pada 4.
house.
Okay.
Yes. So, how we can judge the husband's personality from here, right?
You cannot judge your husband personality from there. You can say the seventh house thing. First thing is it's in the 10th house, right? So it will influence the person's 10th house. First thing, Rohini. Rohini has the 10th house in which Saturn is placed. So it will have look at that pada and try to apply these things for the job of the person, of the native himself or herself. That is the first thing you will get. There is a slow increase in life because of the Saturn being in the Rohini. If there is a retrograde, then there will be up and down in life.
Okay.
Okay, and also you can apply any of these things. Which pada it is?
Pada 4.
Pada 4. So the person is leaving a job and then getting into another job. How old is this person?
50.
15.
50.
50. Okay. Did he ever leave a job?
No,
बनाया
sir.
बनाया सा career छोड़ के different career में गया? Did he do that?
No, sir.
Okay. So was his career very slow or sudden ups and changes in job profile has happened? I've given everything here, right?
So career has been slow.
Career
I mean,
has
it's a
been slow.
gradual, yes, sir.
Okay.
However, post-marriage, there was an increase in status.
So these things will work. Now it is working as a seventh lord thing. First thing is you look at the dispositor, you look at the lagna thing, then apply these things. You cannot skip those guns and all and use this. I'm teaching in the same order, the way you have to apply these things.
Actually, they're both in exchange. The dispositor and the Shani is in exchange.
Venus is in the exchange now.
Yes, sir.
Then the whole result will change, right?
Yes.
So you have to look at whether it goes into Satabhisham or it goes into Purva Bhadra or it goes into Dhanishta. Depending on that, you get different results.
Okay. However, the husband, the spouse is also a miser, and there are emotional differences.
Okay. Okay. So it's in Purva Bhadra or Dhanishta. Where is Venus?
Dhanishta. Dhanishta.
Yeah, Dhanishta. Right. You have to look at that first and then come here. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of points were meeting up from the seventh lord basement itself. And then I saw that Venus was an exchange. So like the husband is also a foodie. There were quarrels after childbirth. Like
Okay.
since then. Yes.
Okay. Not see why there is the childbirth thing is because of the Venus exchange. Had that Venus exchange been not there, quarrels with wife after childbirth will not be there. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
So also can we see thyroid issues from Taurus?
No, I don't see thyroid issues like that. I will rather see it from D7.
Okay.
Yeah. Pick up charts, 7-8 charts. Look at the fifth house or the seventh house connections to Saturn and Mercury.
So Saturn retro does afflict Rohini Nakshatra, yes?
Yeah. But that
So I
has
have
to, but that has to have some connection to the Lagna, the 12th house, second house. Then only it will affect your finances.
okay.
Yeah.
So I was just looking that a few charts of Taurus afflictions, and all of them had some throat issues. So that's why I asked. If it's afflicted, does it cause any throat issues?
I will not generalize that. Then people will stop using Lagna. The moment you look at 1,000 horoscopes, right?
Yes.
This rule will break. Now you have maybe 10. The moment you get into 11th horoscope, it will break. It is over. It won't work. Yeah. So you can't generalize it like that.
Yes, sir.
Good. Done? You have more questions? I'm okay to answer. Still have enough time. Yes, madam. Okay. Sure. Done then. Thank you.
So I also have a chart.
Okay, go ahead. I've been asking. Please go ahead.
Yeah, but he's young, so he's not married, so that's why the points are lesser.
Okay, what came up?
In the sense, like it's Sagittarius Lagna,
Okay.
and the second lord, the third lord, that is Saturn, is in the fourth pada of Rohini. So, I mean, what I know of him, he's a foodie and he's a miser. He just hates spending money. He just wants people to spend money on anything, whatever he does. And he's studying, but he's already left a job in where he was in Canada, and now he's gone for his further studies to another country. But yet, I mean, this is what I know of. It's a Saturn which is Vakri. So again, I'm thinking what you've said, that could be that he might have a not a very stable.
No, he will have a very stable thing. You know Amitabh Bachchan, right?
Yeah, of
He had a
course.
similar thing. He has Aquarius ascendant and he has I think Saturn in the retrogression, in the
Oh,
Rohini. Okay, so he had lost everything, built this Amitabh Bachchan Corporation Limited, built everything, lost everything, and then came
right.
back once again, right? So Saturn is the 12th lord and the first lord.
Okay. Right. And his focus is more on earning money
Yeah,
than
that
on
is there, but it's
studying.
because of the
Yeah.
Atyansha.
Right. I mean, he's now he's like, I don't want to study more. I want to soon start earning, like looking at the generation now. So I'm not satisfied with everything. So yes, that's also I've seen.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is and he's got a very major head injury. He's accident also prone.
Oh.
He's already fallen once, and yeah. So that's also another thing.
Sixth house, right? So
Yes.
sixth
Yes.
house is the disease or the thing like that, right?
Okay.
So you have a head injury there, and it's the Saturn, right?
Right. Yes.
And what is the degree of the Lagna? 18, 18.
Lagna is 16.
Okay.
It's Purvashada. He's born in. Right. Right. So that
16 to 20 is all the same. So that's why I said it would be in this, but the 16 to 20 where Saturn is important planet.
right.
Okay. So
Yes,
that is
sir.
where the Saturn exalts. And,
Right.
it is important planet. Probably it is towards the 17 or 17 and a half degree. The birth time is off by about 2-3 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. Increase the time to make it around 18 degree. Then
Oh,
the head injury will justify.
okay. Got it. Right, sir. Yeah, got it. Right. I have another one also where it's a Capricorn Lagna and Jupiter is in Rohini Pada 1.
Okay.
So, I mean, what I can, again, he's also young. So, what I can just see is that he's super, I mean, he's not done much of his studies, but there is something about him, the way he speaks, the way his speech, all that is his understanding, reading people is also, though it's a lord of third and 12th house, yet
I
it's
don't think it is coming from that.
oh, okay. No, I thought because I looked at the Jupiter.
Probably yes, third for the communication, yes, third
Yes,
for
communication.
the informal to the formal communication, you can say the third house. But while the speech, etc., yes, partially as third house, but mostly second house also is responsible for the speech.
Okay, so yes, the second house lord is also the Lagan, and the second house lord is also sitting with Jupiter. So it could be because of that.
Possible. And
Okay. Okay. Right.
okay, and it is in the Kritika. Where is it? Saturn.
Saturn is in yes, Kritika, third.
That is why the speech is much better.
Oh yes. Okay. So yeah, could be. Right. So I thought because of Jupiter and the Karak Tattva of that I took.
The Agni is the fire, right? He is the Hotar.
Right.
Right. So he has a very good tongue.
Yeah,
So it
extreme.
can be speech also.
And
And Jupiter will also
understand.
add up for the speech. The second lord conjoining either the Saturn or the Jupiter in a Mercurian sign or a Venusian sign is a sure short thing for a good voice and good presentation.
Yeah, right. That's what he is. And he has, again, good followers around him. So, yes, that's what I've noticed. So, right. He's also young. So, still in a job,
Okay.
not married. So, can't say much more about him. Good creativity, communication wise, as well as, yeah,
Okay.
all that is there. Right. Kingly thinking, that all is true. Right. Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay. All right. See you next week. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, sir.